Hey there, YouTube. California Prepper here. How's everybody's Sunday going? Hope it's going good, guys. This is going to be part 2 to my tag video that I put up last night. I have to break it up into 3 parts because the way my camera records, it only records about 10 or 11 minutes of video at a time and then it cuts it off. So I have to break this video up into 2 or 3 parts, guys. So the first part were my tags. The second part is going to be the fixed blade portion of this. Now the question that I asked everybody is, A, if you could only have one folder for the rest of forever, which folder in your collection, it has to be in your collection, guys, which folder in your collection would you keep and take as your one folding knife, and which fixed blade would you choose as well? So there's no having to choose between a fixed or a folder, because you can have one of each, but only one of each, and then both must be in your collection. So this is going to be my fixed blade portion of the tag, and I'd like to share with you guys a couple of my decision or my options that I had to choose from, and I'll let you guys know what I chose. Now the first one that I'm going to have to get rid of is obviously the little dive knife. This thing's cool. It wraps around your leg. It has a really cool little sheath, and it has some really good retention to it. You have to really release it. It's very sharp. It's a complete tang. This is a pretty cool knife. I'm sure you could baton this and wrap this around a stick and make this into a pretty useful tool, but it's just a little too small, and I just don't know how sharp how long it's going to stay sharp. It's pretty razor sharp now. It was made in China. It doesn't say exactly what kind of steel it is. It just says stainless. So I'm taking it just stainless. Doesn't say anything else than that. But for $8, you don't think this thing's going to last very long. It's cool though to have a little dive knife, something to wrap around your leg. So it would be a cool backup knife. So that's going to be the first one we get rid of. So second one we're going to talk about is the Buck 121. Now this thing looks all beat up, I know, but it's been in my family for about 50 years. It's been passed down from my grandfather to my uncle, and my uncle didn't have any sons of his own, so he passed it down to me. And everybody's kind of had their own little attempt at designing the sheath. It's the original sheath that came with it. As you can see on the back, it says 121 for Buck 121, as is stamped on the blade right there, Buck 121 USA. So it's pretty cool that it has the same sheath. That's why I haven't got a new one for it. This thing's beat up. Somebody's cut off the part of the belt loop. They've cut off the top of it. It's missing the bunch of stuff. It's just beat up, but it's my family's knife. This is how I keep it in my tackle box. It's a great fishing knife. It cleans a fish great, cuts line great, cuts up bait great, all around great knife, but it wouldn't be a knife that I'd want to have for utilitarian purposes. It's just too skinny of a blade for me. I need more of a belly to work with. It's an awesome knife, and it's pretty intimidating, and it could do some damage, but it's just not going to do it for an all-around knife for me. So we'll have to get rid of that one, even though I love it very, very much. So the last two we have up here are 2 K-bars and 2 Moras. Now, I was going back and forth on this because I love my Mora and I love my K-bar. The Mora is a great knife, and I've never, up until recently, I had never seen a knife nearly as sharp as I had seen Mora. This thing is a beautiful knife, great design. I love the simplicity of the blade. It's just an all-around great knife. The only problem with this is, well, everybody seems to have an issue with cutting themselves with these. I haven't cut myself with it yet, but if you did try to stab somebody to protect yourself or something, you might have a problem, considering there's no finger choy, there's no finger guard, and everybody worries about your finger slipping right up that Scandinavian grind, and you might lose a finger or two. This is a very, very sharp knife. The way it cuts through hard wood like butter, I can only imagine what it would do to somebody's flesh. So I wouldn't even want to see that, but it's a great knife. And if you haven't had a Mora and you've never cut with one, I suggest you try it out, and I guarantee you'll be hooked. So this was a hard choice for me. Now, on the other side, the other option we have is a K-bar. This is the USMC fighting K-bar. This has been used by our military for many years. It's a very intimidating piece. It's huge, it's sturdy. The finger guard on it is awesome. You have no worries there. I mean, this is one of the beefiest knives I've ever held. If you haven't held a K-bar yet, you haven't held a sturdy knife, because this thing is a beast. If you can break one of these, you have to be some kind of monster. I mean, this is one heavy-duty knife. Our military's trusted them for many years, and I can trust it to protect me and my family. So, out of these two knives as my fixed blade forever, I would have to go with the USMC K-bar. I love this knife, and for about $49.95 delivered from Amazon.com, brand new, not in this beat up condition, I mean, you can't beat it. Even in this condition, I mean, this is a great knife. I got this one for 20 bucks off Craigslist. Turned out to be a guy that I happen to know, and but it turned out good for me. So now I have two K-bars and I have two Moras. So, but if I could only choose one, I would definitely have to stick with the K-bar. This is a badass knife, and it'll do just about anything you put it to. So that's going to do it for part 2. I will be having part 3 uploaded here shortly. But until then, that's going to do it. And I'll talk to you guys later. California Prepper out.